Okay, so here is the beautiful waffle stitch, and a gorgeous textured stitch with a little bit of 3D effect. Okay, so this is the front side, and the back is very different, very pretty. So the way I've done this stitch so that it's got lots of movement in it is by using a slightly larger crochet hook, which I will tell you about shortly. It's easier than it looks. Crochet stitches you need to create this stitch is a double crochet and a chain stitch. Okay, so the items you need to make this crochet stitch is today I'm using a double knit weight yarn. I'm just going to do 2 colours today to show you the stitch pattern and how to change colours. Just to note, this stitch will work in any size yarn you like, as long as the crochet hook is a relevant size for the thickness of yarn. Now today, to create that lovely movement in the stitch, I've gone up 0.5 millimeter to a 5.5 millimeter crochet hook. You can see that on there. 5.5 millimeter. You'll need a tape measure, some scissors and a darning needle to sew in your ends, and of course stitch markers will always come in handy with any crochet project. I'm going to start the stitch in the white, so we'll move the blue to one side just for now. So leaving enough room to sew in your ends, you're going to make a slip knot. Oops. Little loop, fold it over the working yarn side, grab that in the middle and pull. Pop your crochet hook in and we're ready to begin with the foundation chain. It is any multiple of 3 plus 2. So yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through, and there's your 3. And you keep going in multiples of 3 until your project is the width that you want it to be, and then you would add 2 chains on top of that. So go ahead, make your foundation chain, and I will meet you back here ready for row 1. This is my foundation chain and I'm doing just a small swatch today. I've done 21 chains, which is a multiple of 3. So once you've done your foundation chain to the width you want your project to be, add 2 chains. 1, 2. Okay, so for row 1 we're going to make a double crochet, and that's a double crochet in US terms. In the UK that would be a treble crochet stitch. Yarn over, ready for your double crochet, and count. It's in the 3rd chain from the hook, so 1, 2, 3. Pop your hook in there, pull up a loop, 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through, 2 loops, yarn over, pull through, the last 2 loops, and there's your double crochet stitch. Now for the rest of the row, it's a double crochet stitch into every chain along. So yarn over, find your next stitch, which is this one, hook in, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and again yarn over, next chain, make a double crochet stitch. Okay, so we're going to make a double crochet stitch in every chain all the way along. So you can pause the video here, go ahead, make your row 1 of double crochet into every single chain, and I'll meet you as we're approaching the end of row 1. So we're at the end of, coming to the end of row 1, and to finish row 1, simply place a double crochet into the last chain. Take your time. There we go. So that's row 1 of your double crochet stitches. So let's do row 2, and we're going to chain 2. So yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through, turn your work. Now for row 1, we are going to use what's called a front post double crochet. It's still a double crochet, but we place it in a slightly different place, and that's going to be in the second stitch. So this is the first stitch, so we're going to work into this stitch here. So I'll point that out clearer. This is the first stitch. We're going to work into this stitch here. So for a front post double crochet, yarn over, instead of putting your hook into the normal top of the stitch here, we're going to come down to the post of the stitch, put your hook to the right hand side of that post, through the back and out through the left hand side of the post. Then yarn over like you would normally in a double crochet stitch, pull up a loop, 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. So when you see on a pattern a front post double crochet, you don't need to be scared off by that. It's that simple. Now for the next 2 stitches, it's a regular double crochet stitch. So yarn over, hook into the next stitch as you would normally for a double crochet, hook in, pull up a loop, make your double crochet stitch. And the same again in the next. Okay, and now we do another front post double crochet into the next stitch. So yarn over, and just like this one, hook to the right hand side of the post of the stitch, round the back and out the other side. Yarn over, pull up a loop and finish your double crochet as you would normally. Okay, now that is the pattern repeat for this row. So it's a front post double crochet in this stitch, then 2 regular double crochet stitches. So yarn over, hook into the next stitch and make a normal regular double crochet stitch in the next 2 stitches. Yarn over, double crochet, and in the next stitch a front post double crochet stitch. Okay, you can see we're starting to create the little waffle effects. So continue along this row. I will meet you as we're approaching the end of this row. So here we are at approaching the end of row 2, and you'll see that we've got front post double crochet, 2 double crochets, so we need to place 1 more front post double crochet stitches in here, yarn over, front post double crochet. Now to finish the row, we mustn't forget, because it sometimes gets tucked behind this last front post double crochet stitch, so there is this chain here that you need to work into. So to finish the row, yarn over, 2 chains there, put a regular double crochet stitch in to that second chain up, and that finishes off row 2. So for row 3, again slightly different. So chain 2, 1, 2, and turn your work. See, it looks very different on the back. So for this row, we are going to place, it's sort of the opposite way round, or it's going to be 1 double crochet, 2 front post double crochet stitches. So yarn over, and in the second stitch, because this is the first stitch, make 1 double crochet stitch, and then in these 2, you'll see them sticking out a little bit, is a 2 front post double crochets here. They are slightly sticking out. If not, just trust the pattern. So it's 1 regular double crochet, then 2 front post double crochet stitches, yarn over, hook in, front post double crochet stitch. So yarn over and another front post double crochet stitch, yarn over, pull through 2, and then it's 1 double crochet stitch here, followed by 2 front post double crochet stitches, and another one, followed by 1 regular double crochet stitch in the next, so not in the penny, there's no sort of post to see really. The row below will guide you a little. Regular double crochet stitch. Okay, my apologies if I haven't explained that very well, but row 3 is basically chain 2 and then it's 1 regular double crochet stitch and then 2 front post double crochet stitches, followed by 1 regular double crochet stitch, then 2 front post double crochet stitches, and repeat that all the way along. So I've done a regular double crochet stitch there, so you do 2 front post double crochet stitches next. Continue that all the way along, and I will meet you as we're approaching the end of the row. So we're coming up to the end of row 3, and quite simply you will have done 2 front post double crochet stitches, so we will need to place 2 double crochet stitches because there's 2 stitches left here, so we'll simply place 2 regular double crochet stitches, 1 in each. So yarn over, place a double crochet, and then this chain, the chain on the end is a working stitch, so yarn over and place another double crochet into the top of that as well, yarn over, there we go. So row 3, so your pattern repeat for this stitch is row 2 and 3 over and over again, and that will create that beautiful waffle effect. Look, if I turn it over, you'll see it's beginning to emerge. So you can continue repeating row 2 and 3. I'm going to go ahead now and make a few more rows in this colour, and I just quickly want to show you how you can change colour. Okay, so I've done a couple more rows and I just wanted to show you how to change colour. Now you can of course change colour on any row you like. On this one I'm changing colour, this is row 2, so I'm changing colour to repeat row 3. Ready? So to change colour you can just finish off completely the colour and then tie the next colour on. That's the easiest method. My favourite method is this: yarn over, ready for your last stitch, Then start to make your last stitch in this colour. Hook in, pull up a loop, then yarn over and pull through 2. So I change colour on the very last move of the stitch, which would be this one. So we grab our next colour, hook the next colour onto your hook and pull through to finish the stitch in your second colour or your next colour. Find that a very easy way. Then we just snip off the white, and if you like, so that it feels secure, these two, this is now the working yarn. These two ends here, just so you know that it's not going to start coming undone as you're crocheting along. Just pop a little overhand knot in there, and we're ready to continue in your next colour. So we've just done a row, repeat of row 2, so row 3, chain 2, turn your work, and then a repeat of row 3 starts with 1 regular double crochet stitch, followed by 2 front post double crochet stitches. So 2 front post double crochet stitches, not quite so easy to see the darker colour as I'm filming on my dark wood table, a little bit damaged there today. My regular recording table is not available yet after moving house, so I do apologise for the dark surface. So followed by 1 double crochet in the next, and then 2 front post double crochets, or front post double crochet in the next 2 stitches is the correct way to say it. You'll find the written pattern as well in the description, so you can always refer to that. So there we go, and off we go in the next colour. So carry on in your next colour. I'm going to do a few more rows just to show you the finished effect. So there we go, I've done a few more rows in the blue just to give you an idea of what that would look like if you change colour. Real pretty. So to finish off, yarn over, pull through some yarn, grab your scissors, snip that off and then gently pull that through, snug that down, and there you go. So if you are making for example, a baby blanket, that's how you would finish your blanket. And then all you would need to do then is sew in your ends with your darning needle. Obviously, depending on how many colour changes you have, depends on how many ends to sew in, really. This one isn't too many, and obviously done in one colour won't be many at all, so just weave in and out of 1 or 2 stitches. There we go. And then snip off the yarn as close to your work as possible without cutting your work. And then keep going around, sewing in all your ends. And there you have the beautiful waffle stitch. There's the other side. Of course, you can add a border if you like, using maybe a single crochet in every stitch, but it really is lovely just as it is. So I really do hope that this stitch tutorial has inspired you to make something beautiful with it. And don't forget to check out my blanket tutorial that I have actually made. It should pop up on the screen any second, and you can follow along with that to make a full sofa throw size using this stitch. So happy crocheting, and I'll see you next time.